So Moreh Nevuchim, Guide for the Perplexed by the Rambam, Maimonides, Part 1, Chapter 28. So before we go into the text, we've been doing this, part of my videos, I've been going through this. Moreh Nevuchim is really written, I want to remind whoever is watching, for people who both are intellectual and also spiritual. So a mystic who is a researcher, somebody who's grounded and also expanding. Okay, so anyway, the word regel means leg or foot, but it also means to be the cause, for the sake of, something that follows another. So with Hashem, when it says his feet shall stand in that day, it means the things caused by him, like the wonders which will then be seen, and he will appear in his might. So the terms denoting body parts by which contact and motion are affected are expressed by his might, because all such expressions denote acts done by his will. For example, in Shemos, Exodus 24:10, it says, under Hashem's feet was like the action of the whiteness of the sapphire stone. According to onkelos, feet means under the throne of his glory, because Hashem is not supported by anything material, and so it's for his glory. His shechina, which is a light created for the purpose. And according to the Rambam, under his feet means that which is the cause and exists through him. There's something called materia prima. This is a formless, primeval substance, regarded as the original material of the universe. When it says, like the action of, it shows that how, while matter is always receptive and passive, is acted upon by some accident, form is always active and only passive by some accident. So, like the action refers to materia prima. When it says the whiteness of the sapphire, it refers to transparency, not to white color. Because there are things that are transparent that have no color of their own, therefore they permit all colors to pass through them and receive all colors. So, let's go back to this. When it says the action of, it shows that while matter is always receptive and passive, like think of clay, when it's acted on like an accident, like something falls on it, or it's accident, random, or actually something happens, it's like form is always active and only passive by some accident. So matter is like a clay. Form is always active. So thinking of like the shape of a body, it's an active form in the shape of a body. It only becomes passive and turns back into clay by some accident. Something has to happen. So form is like active and matter is passive. And we know that matter is like feminine, form is like active. So this materia prima is like the action. It refers to when this original substance, which has no form, is like the action, right? And then when we says the whiteness of the sapphire, it's like all colors. So to successfully receive all the colors, an object must be completely colorless. In this respect, the whiteness of the sapphire, is like materia prima, which as such is entirely formless and thus requires all the forms receives all the forms one after the other. They perceive the materia prima, whose relation to God is distinctly mentioned because it's the source of those of his creatures which are subject to genesis and destruction and has been created by him. Materia prima is also under the heavens. So it's not only something that, basically before something becomes form, it's materia prima. All forms can pass through, like all colors. In chapter 29, we have the word eitzav or atzav, which is sorrow, pain, or trembling. In other words, sometimes, in other cases, sometimes angry. This can also be the provocation or rebellion. When it says God's angry, or said to himself, said in his heart, is in reference to an act which God decreed without mentioning it to any prophet at that time. The event took place according to the will of God. The Torah speaks in the language of man. He didn't tell a prophet to communicate to others, and therefore it's that he didn't utter it, communicate it to anyone else. It's like he said it in his own heart. When it's chapter 30, when it says ochel or achal, it means to eat. And it's used like to take food in by animals, including us as animals, humans. Eating actually includes two processes. So the first is the loss of food. It's the destruction of its form, which takes place at the growth, which takes place. And then the two, which is the second process, is the growth of animals, the preservation of their strength and their existence, and the support of all the forces of their body caused by the food they take. So one, the consuming, the destroying. This is depriving a thing of its form. Think about chewing something down. And when it says God eats, it's actually God consumes. God destroys those who rebel like a fire. destroying anything that comes into its reach. And two, the second effects, which is like the second effect of acts of animals to eat, is like figuratively acquiring wisdom or learning. We could think of it as like all intellectual perceptions. They preserve human form intellect constantly in the most perfect manner. In the same way as food preserves the body in its best condition. Think food for thought, right? Koheles Rabbah says all expressions of eating and drinking refer to wisdom and the law. Especially, this is the figurative way we're trying to say. We could speak about it when we say Hashem eats. In Yeshayahu 55:1, it says, "Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters," because wisdom has also been called water. And so hunger and thirst employed generally or commonly at this point as the absence of wisdom and intelligence. As yeshayahu Isaiah says in 12:3, "With joy shall ye draw water out of the wells of salvation." And Yonaton ben Uziel paraphrases it as you will joyfully receive new instructions from the chosen of the righteous. I'm going to share some blessings, even though tomorrow's Friday. Technically it's Thursday night. It's like Friday, because I want to, have enough time to do everything, even though the Fridays are still long. So may we have our nefesh, our ruach, and neshama. This is our body, our vitality, our ruach, and even our guf. Guf is like really the flesh body. And the ruach is the spirit, and Hashem is the soul, filled and saturated with gratitude and appreciation for Hashem. May we be healthy on all levels. May we may our life be fun and interesting, and we should have peace and dignity and clean speech and sleep like a happy baby, and have luxury and comfort and convenience, and be magnetic and not beg, and be a good gardener of the world. May we have novelty and opportunities and travel and activities and calm, cool relief from noise and bother and disturbance, and may we and soothing. Soothing from any vexation. May we love Hashem with all our stinginess, our imperfection, our surrender. And may we attain and maintain career, work, job, lifestyle where we're excited to get up in the morning and also pays the bills and a little extra, and where we want to get up in the morning because of it, and including it. And may we do our tshuva to have a fit, energized, vitalized, strong body and a harmonious, brilliant, radiant, glowing aura. May we believe in ourselves and practice new skills with empowerment and confidence, and may we learn wisdom and truth from our dreams and contemplations, and may we laugh and find joy and play and laughing and finding and joy and play and beauty, and may we alchemize the desire. May we alchemize in order to have the desire to give. May we feel Hashem as an umbrella, and may we win at life by changing, growing, adapting, giving, pivoting, and may we feel and experience many infinite, diverse pleasure, varieties, and may we have stability, fluidity, boundaries, and enrichment, and know without a doubt that we're each, and I'm saying in the first person, that I'm a diamond, and not everyone's a diamond handler, and not everyone can recognize a precious royal diamond, let alone treasure and cherish it. May we be responsible and intentional with the sacred, potent emptiness and nothingness, and may we have hashgacha pratis, which means divine providence, of who Hashem sends to trust and for what, and in relating in oneness, and see the world as God's home, and progress in life, in our mission, and may we use our bodily nature and mundane crudeness and base needs as the very key to revealing godliness and exposing Hashem through deep creativity and infinite possibility and holy relationship for yichud, which is unity. Wishing everybody a good Shabbos, and it's going to be a new chodesh, a good month next week, the month of Elul, which is Virgo, and may it be a Shabbos of rest. And holiness and sweetness and delight and connection. And that should be our blessings also. I'm going to add here connection. And delight. and rest and sweetness from Shabbos for the week. All the best. Bye.